Hey guys, how you doing? And welcome back to Team Prawn Racing. So, today's video we are going to be turning this tired old splitter to a new life in the scrapyard, and this nice board of phenolic ply is going to make a new splitter. So, splitter on the car has been on there since 2015. It's made from 12mm marine ply. It's done really well, but it is pretty abused now. The front edge is quite trash now. So, yeah, splitter's had a tough life. It hits the ground a lot. Since fitting the S3 bumper, it's got less of an overbite, so there's a straight line down from there. We've actually only got 80mm on show now. We used to have 130. We can actually go about another 40mm bigger within MSUK regs. So we're going to retire the marine ply splitter, make a new one, slightly bigger, slightly more squared off on the sides, just to gain a bit downforce wise, and we'll see how that comes out. So for the new splitter, rather than marine ply, I'm now going to be using this. Now this, I don't know if you can see the texture, is phenolic ply, so it's resin sealed, mesh infused on one side. So you've got the textured side, and then on the other side, silky smooth. So after a fair bit of deliberation, I'm going to have the textured side up, the smooth side underneath for best airflow. I believe that's how they do it in BTCC as well. So what we're allowed is up to 100mm projection from the forwardmost point of the front bumper. So I've got the level here, level down to there. So that current one is 60mm projection. So I can go up to another 40mm, so I'm probably going to go about 35 because I don't want anything to be on the edge so it can be questioned. Just a very quick one, I've put some marks on the splitter for where I want to make changes. So over here, weirdly, it's always been a few mil longer that way, so -10 there. Width wise I want to come out 40mm, cover a bit more of the tyre. Round to the front, I've got my centre line, I want to go +35 on the length. Round to here, I want to go +40mm there as well, to cover more of that tyre. So we've got some marks, we know where we're going, we're going to whip that off, transfer what we've got onto the ply, then make the additions. So, how's this for awesome? Lukey rings me up, you'll meet him soon, his name's Mowgli. Rings me up, says what time are you home? 5ish, why? I've got something to drop round to you. Rocks up, full set of floor mats, just to save my knees. Purely because he's been watching videos of me, under the car, no kneeler. Knees are in bits, by the way, from doing all the work on the sills. So yeah, got some cool floor mats. Cheers, man. So one or two people have asked how easily the splitter comes off. So the best thing I can do is show you. So there you have one splitter, 5 years worth of abuse. So you can see we've got the wear bars across the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can literally see how it's worn in between each wear bar. And you can see how my wear bars are working. So they started off 10mm thick, and that one there, probably 2mm left on the leading edge. Given that's been on the car for 6 years or so, I'm really impressed with it. Hope the next one lasts the same time. Yeah, so I might have forgotten to film, but here we go. One splitter cut out. Right, so what I've done now, I've lined the old splitter up over the new one. I've marked the hole centres and a couple of these for the air dam, just as a reference point. So we're going to get it up on blocks, drill through them, offer it up to the car, see how it looks. Right, let's offer it up. See if I've got this somewhere about close. Right, so I've offered it up. Initial impressions. It looks massive. It's not that much bigger, but it looks absolutely ridiculous. Nice, look at that. It's just, yeah, I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to take the wheels off and see how this lines in with the side skirts, because I don't really want to go wider than that. I think that's just looking a bit silly. You know what, guys, I really don't know about this. So I've just lined it in, and it's actually 15mm wider than the skirt, so I think I'm going to take that in, certainly. But slightly more annoyingly, it's the length. So I did a lot of careful measuring to make sure this ended up right, and if I put a straight edge from there, it's now more like 110mm, which is too big, doesn't meet the rules. So, got to slot the holes, slide it back. What a pain. Right, that's in place. More like 90mm, can't be called into question then, can it? I put a straight edge from the skirt to the splitter, and that's given me this line, which is where I'm going to cut it to. It's also not quite the same side to side, which is a little bit odd. So I've taken a reference point, I'm going to have a cut there, and when I cut that, there to there ends up identical to the other side. So now I'm going to try and route a little slot out. I've set the depth of this so it can't go through. Route a little slot out where the dog bone goes. Wish me luck. Right, after many hours of chopping and messing about, I'm going to fire up the router and try and put a radius on the bottom edge. Now I'm upset. Oh dear. I've got a full 12 inches into that. The bearing on the end of this is disintegrated. It's cut into the splitter. Pretty much ruined it. Brilliant. This end should have a roller on it. Sits like that. The roller exploded. Broke off. Thanks a lot. And what that's done, if you can see this, it's put a notch in the radius. So I thought, I've done there to there, stop. I did that with a 6.5, changed to a 9.5 radius, thought, well, we can make the best of this. Carried on, and smack, bang, in the centre. The other piece did the same. It was not user error, I was putting sod all force in it. So I tried to finish the rest off routing by hand, but it's just not good enough. That will bug me forever. I'm seriously annoyed with that. However, all is not lost. Because I've made the slots, I can actually just chop 5mm off with the jigsaw, slide it 5mm forward. So I'm going to jig it, I'm going to do it the old fashioned way with the palm sander. It'll take hours, but it'll be worth it. Right, so I've offered that up to the car. I've marked where the holes need to be on the front, across there. So we're going to get them drilled, offer it back on, and then work out the side supports. That is a shocking drill bit.
Several days later.
The split is now back on, so that's how she is. It's looking good. It's not entirely bolted up, but it's actually really solid. You can tell that the fresh ply is much stiffer than Old Faithful over here. So next up, I want to make some end plates. So I've made this section square. Oh crap, I've just stood on that. Oh, for God's sake, Nick. So I've made this end section square. The idea being we're going to have some sort of end plate like this. Right, let's get cutting. So I've got that cut, bolted this back in so I can get an idea of how to finish the line here, because that at the moment would be very odd looking. So that is going to sit like so. So when you look from the side, you want that to line into that. Although I am obviously going to have to put a bit of a radius on there, just so there's no sharp edges. Right, we'll chop that and see how it looks. Right, well, I've offered this up and it's not far off. I like the way the line at the back sort of fits a curve. The front doesn't quite look right to me, not really, can't completely put my finger on it. So, I've marked up 2 lines that I'm going to try. I think this one is too steep down. I think it needs a slight rake on it just to look right. So I'm going to go with this one and we'll see how that looks. So that's all cut, happy with the shape, happy with how it looks. With that all clamped up, I'm going to drill through in one hit and then I will show you how I'm going to fix these. Done. Right. So this is where I'm going a little bit unusual. So what I'm going to do is put a T-nut into the aluminium. I'm going to take our piece, line those holes up, and this T-nut normally pulls into timber, but what I'm thinking, if I line that up, aluminium is soft. Give these a tap. One. So what you've got now is a threaded insert that's actually pretty flush with the panel. That's done it. They're in. I like that. Right. Let me show you the next bit. So what I'm going to do here is countersink these into the ply. Straight in, flush fit. So, if I've got my plans correct, which I might, and equally I might not, we drop these in. You can't see now. We drop these in, take our 4mm Allen key, and it wobbles around loads. Well, that hasn't worked, has it? It needed to be a tiny bit tighter. Solid. I like that.
4 to 6 days later.
Okay, so it is now Thursday and this video's got to go out tomorrow, so I'm going to have to wrap it up. The splitter is painted. Ta-da! The wear bars are on. Can you see that? Maybe. Wear bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, the splitter is painted, the wear bars are on. The paint is still not completely dry. So we've got this lovely glossy finish, but I don't know if you can hear it, it's almost there now. It still leaves little marks in the paint. The paint, I've used like a trade-based gloss paint for the high opacity, make it a really nice finish. And it's just tacky still, it's been painted 4 days and it's still tacky, so I'm leaving it off before I fit that. I still haven't finished changing the hubs. We'll pop round here. This is what I'm currently sort of on with. No, you can't see it anyway. So, yeah. I still haven't finished changing the hubs. The splitter isn't on yet. Video's going out tomorrow, so I'm going to wrap this up here. Hopefully next time it will be the day before the race, next time you see us. It's going to be exciting. We might have a splitter on the car. Bloody hope we will actually. We'll be racing the next day. Hope you guys will like the video. Please don't forget to
like, share and subscribe.
Take care guys. I'll see you in the next one.